Have you ever tried to start a new habit, like going to the gym or reading every day, only to find yourself back on the couch a week later? Or maybe you've tried to break a bad habit, like biting your nails or scrolling on your phone late at night, but it just keeps coming back. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. We all struggle with habits, but what if I told you there's a simple, science-backed way to understand and change them? Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of habits. We'll explore how they're formed, why they're so hard to break, and most importantly, the practical steps you can take to build good habits and get rid of the bad ones for good. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete toolkit to redesign your daily routines and, ultimately, your life. So, what exactly is a habit? At its core, a habit is a behavior that has been repeated enough times to become automatic. Our brains are incredibly efficient. To save mental energy, they create shortcuts for things we do often. Think about driving a car. When you first started, you had to consciously think about every single action. Check the mirrors, press the pedal, turn the wheel. But now, you can probably drive to work without even thinking about it. That's a habit in action. Scientists have broken this process down into something called the habit loop. It consists of three parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. The cue is the trigger that tells your brain to go into automatic mode and which habit to use. The routine is the behavior itself, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional. And the reward is what helps your brain figure out if this particular loop is worth remembering for the future. Let's use a common example: your morning coffee. The cue might be waking up or feeling groggy. The routine is brewing and drinking a cup of coffee. The reward is that satisfying jolt of caffeine and the warm, comforting feeling. This loop cue, routine reward gets reinforced every single time you do it, making the habit stronger and more automatic. Your brain starts to crave the reward as soon as it sees the cue. This is why you might start thinking about coffee the second your alarm goes off. This loop applies to bad habits too. Feeling stressed. That's your cue. Your routine might be to grab a sugary snack. The reward, a quick hit of pleasure and a temporary distraction from the stress. Over time, your brain learns that sugar equals stress relief. The problem is, this often leads to a cycle of guilt and even more stress, creating a vicious loop. So, if habits are so automatic, how can we possibly change them? This is where it gets really interesting. The key isn't to fight the habit head-on, because willpower is a limited resource. Instead, the golden rule of habit change is this: you can't easily eliminate a bad habit, but you can change it. And you do that by keeping the cue and the reward the same, but inserting a new routine. Let's go back to the stress eating example. The cue is stress, and the reward you're seeking is relief and distraction. What if, instead of reaching for a cookie, you did something else? Maybe you could take a 5-minute walk, listen to your favorite song, or do a few deep breathing exercises. These activities can also provide a sense of relief and a mental break. The first step is to identify your habit loop. For the next few days, whenever you find yourself engaging in a habit you want to change, ask yourself 3 questions. First, what's the cue? Is it a time of day, a location, an emotion, a person, or the action that just preceded it? Be a detective. For example, do you always crave a snack around 3 p.m.? Or is it when you feel bored? Second, what's the actual routine? This one is usually obvious: it's the behavior you want to change. Third, and this is crucial, what's the reward you're really craving? It's often not what you think. Are you eating that cookie because you're hungry? Or because you're bored and need a distraction? Or maybe you're seeking social connection, which is why you join your coworkers for a smoke break. To figure this out, experiment with different rewards. When the urge hits, instead of doing your usual routine, try something else. Go for a walk, chat with a friend. Grab a cup of tea. If the craving goes away, you've likely identified the real reward you are after. Once you've diagnosed your habit loop, you can start to rewrite it. You have your cue and your reward. Now, you need a plan for a new routine. Let's say you realize you bite your nails when you're feeling anxious during meetings. The cue is anxiety. The reward you're seeking is a way to relieve that nervous energy. Your new plan could be: when I feel anxious in a meeting, I will squeeze a stress ball or discreetly tap my fingers instead of biting my nails. This same principle works for building new, positive habits. We need to create a new loop. Let's say you want to start exercising in the morning. The trick is to make the cue incredibly obvious and the reward satisfying. For the cue, you could lay out your workout clothes the night before. That's a powerful visual trigger. For the routine, start small. This is so important. Many people fail because they try to do too much too soon. Instead of committing to a 1-hour workout, just commit to putting on your workout clothes and doing 5 minutes of stretching. That's it. The goal isn't to transform your body in one day. It's to make the act of starting your workout automatic. This is a concept called habit stacking, where you link a new habit to an existing one. For example, after I brush my teeth in the morning, I will do 5 minutes of stretching. Brushing your teeth is your established cue. Now for the reward. The long-term rewards of exercise, like better health, take time. Our brains prefer immediate gratification. So, create an immediate reward. After your 5 minutes of stretching, maybe you reward yourself with a delicious smoothie or by listening to an episode of your favorite podcast. This immediate positive feedback tells your brain, hey, this was good. Let's do it again tomorrow. Another powerful tool is belief. You have to believe you can change. If you see yourself as someone who is a morning person or someone with no self-control, you're creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. Instead, start to build the new identity. Every time you complete your tiny new habit, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become. You're not just doing 5 push-ups. You are becoming the type of person who doesn't miss workouts. Community also plays a huge role. When you surround yourself with people who have the habits you want, change becomes easier. It normalizes the behavior. Joining a running club, a book club, or even an online community can provide the encouragement and accountability you need to stick with it. It changes your environment. And your environment is one of the most powerful drivers of your behavior. To recap, here is your 4-step plan to change any habit. First, identify the cue. What triggers the behavior? Second, experiment with rewards to figure out what you're really craving. Third, isolate the routine and replace it with a new one that provides a similar reward. And fourth, make a plan. Write down specifically what you will do when the cue hits. And for building new habits, make the cue obvious. Make the routine easy to start, and make the reward immediately satisfying. Start ridiculously small. The momentum you build from small, consistent wins is far more powerful than the motivation you feel from one big, heroic effort. Habits are the invisible architecture of our daily lives. They determine our health, our productivity, and our happiness. And the good news is, they are not destiny. By understanding the science behind the habit loop, you gain the power to redesign them. You can take control, break free from the patterns that hold you back, and consciously build the life you want, one small habit at a time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this gives you a clear roadmap for making real, lasting changes in your life. What's one habit you're working on right now? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on personal growth and psychology. See you in the next one.